Welcome back to the Habit Engineer podcast. This is episode 9. I'm here with my friend Carey. Carey, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, Max. I'm Carey Conley. I'm a speaker, author, podcast host myself, and I'm known as a vision expert. I help people get what I call their someday plan out of their head and onto paper so they will actually bring their dream life to fruition. So I have a methodology that I work people through on helping them do that, and then I end up coaching a lot of entrepreneurs because of it.
Perfect. I love it. Okay, awesome. So let's hop right into it. Carey, what is a habit that you want to be more consistent with?
So I am, unlike a lot of people, a horrible eater, meaning I don't eat a lot and the wrong things. I forget to eat. I don't care about food. Like if people say to me, where do you want to eat? What do you want? I'm like, I really don't care. You can pick it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Right. I eat just so I can keep going, Max. So
I relate.
yeah. Yes. Good. You're one of the rare small percent of us.
Yeah. People look at me like I'm a little crazy when we say that. So
Me too.
I know what you mean. What you mean. Okay. So I love it. What is stopping you from being consistent with your eating healthy things, that kind of thing right now?
Well, number one, I hate to cook.
Okay.
And it's just me. I live alone. So I won't even scramble eggs anymore, Max. I'll boil them so I can eat them that way.
Hey, yeah, that works.
One, I don't like to cook because the process doesn't excite me. It bores me. I don't like cleaning up after it. So, and again, I just don't care about food. So I just get things, and I literally have to set timers like on my phone because sometimes I will just forget completely, which shocks a lot of people. But
yeah, no, I can understand that. So okay, awesome. So the triple S method is the habit building method that I developed, and it will work really, really well for something like this. So the first S in the triple S method is specific. And the way that you make your habit specific is you assign it a what, a when, and a where. So doing that, when you pair an action with a location and a time, it creates what's called neural resonance. So it just gives the idea like a lot more weight in your head. So if you were to put this type of either eating more healthy, eating more consistently, whatever your goal is that you're going for here, if you were to put that in a what, when, and where for me, what would that look like?
Well, I think it would have to be a little pre-planning, number one. And making sure that when I am here, I travel a lot too, so this doesn't help. Specifically what time of day I'm going to be eating, and making sure that I have food here. I literally have thought about hiring a personal assistant just to make sure that I have food and that I eat at certain times, which sounds so diva, Max, but it's true, right?
Honestly, like if that's what you need, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, right. Because if I had somebody here that said, "Okay, here you go, eat this right now," that would be amazing. I don't have that person yet. I'm not Oprah yet, so. So yeah, having specific times set on my phone and making sure that I knew which meals I was going to eat the next day. It's just pre-planning, which again, it just bores the heck out of me, but it's a thing.
Okay. So do you think how long do you think it would take you to plan roughly?
Not long. It's just it could take me an hour or two on a weekend.
Whoa. Okay.
Maybe not even.
You're saying you would plan out like for the whole week?
Maybe not necessarily the whole week, but just making sure that I had the food, number one, here. And then each day, maybe the night before when I'm planning my next day, make sure I'm planning my food on my calendar.
Yeah. So with the triple S method, ideally you want to have something that is like a daily kind of thing in order to keep the momentum as consistent as possible. And then pair that with the fact that you want to make it so specific that you can visualize it like you're watching a movie in your head, right? And so for something like this, I would say maybe, and you can totally, like, if you think, oh no, there's no way this would work for me, that's totally fine, and we'll keep engineering. But maybe having something like 5 or 10 minutes towards the end of the day where you just say, okay, here are the meals that I'm going to eat for the next day, right?
Yeah.
And if you have kind of a rotation of a few different things that you like already, then just sitting down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes and saying, okay, boom, 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 these 3, or boom, boom, these 2, and I go out to eat for lunch, or something like that.
Yeah.
Just having that already kind of pre-planned in a way that's super short and simple, I think would help as far as the consistency level goes. What are your thoughts with that?
I think it would help if I had somebody that was holding me accountable to that. Because also, I usually have to do that in every area of my life. If it's something that I won't like working out is another thing, right? So
Right.
I pay a lot of money to go to a Pilates studio, Max, because A, I'm paying a lot of money for it.
Yep.
B, I have to schedule my classes ahead of time because there's only so many beds. It's on the reformer machine.
Oh, okay.
And if I miss a class, they charge me for it.
Oh, shoot. Yeah,
So
that'll get you to go.
accountability, right? So you have to have accountability. So, having somebody that was in charge of making sure that I eat would be great. So,
yeah, I think so. That's something that we could take care of in the habit engineer community for sure, is the accountability portion. So I think we can get that out of the way. As far as so actually, let me go on. So the second S stands for simple.
Okay.
And the way that you make sure that your habit is simple enough is you take the specificity, or you take the specific habit that you've developed and you just run it through a filter question, right? And so if we were to say, okay, from 7 to 7:10 p.m. every day, Carey is planning out her meals for the next day, right? Just while sitting at in this chair that you're sitting in right now at the dinner table, or wherever, right? And then we were to say, okay, do you feel 100% confident in your ability to stick to that habit every single day for the rest of your life, right? And if the answer is no, that's totally fine. We just need to go back to the specific step and re-engineer that habit until you have that level of confidence, right? Because we want to make sure that it's something that you feel that confident about, because because ultimately you're going to end up missing a day, right? That's pretty typical for everything that happens, just with how chaotic life is. But when you have a habit that you feel that confident about, is way, way, way easier to get back on the train, right? And keep the momentum for long term. The goal of the Triple S method is to create habits that you can actually be consistent with, not just for weeks or for months, but like years and decades, right? There's the James Clear quote you've probably heard, where he says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, right? And so the Triple S method teaches you the most effective way to actually build those habits so that you can stay consistent with them for long enough that you can access that compound effect on the back end once you've hit 5, 10, 20, 30 years, as far as those exponential returns go, right? And so that's the idea behind making sure, well, behind all 3 of the steps combined total for the method, but in making sure that you're confident with the habit that you're building, so that way that there's as little friction as possible in between you and actually staying consistent with that habit. So assuming that we've got the accountability portion covered, do you think that how confident are you in that habit?
Confident as far as what? Like actually sticking to it, or actually starting it?
Well, both actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's going to be accountability for sure. because
Mhm.
I will forget about it. I literally will, because that is how little I care about food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So in the community, we've got a couple different things. We have weekly calls that would be able to help with the accountability.
Mhm,
And those are recorded. So if you miss them, then you can go and watch them on the back end. But the biggest thing is going to be the daily accountability emails that we're sending out.
mhm,
So you're kind of like building your own streak, and then you'll get weekly reports as far as like how consistent you were able to be or not with that habit.
mhm,
Um, and then if we find that that's not enough, we've got a few additional steps that we could implement as far as accountability to help with that too.
mhm.
Um, so as long as So am I understanding correctly that you're saying as long as that is in place, then that should be enough of a incentive, the accountability aspect, to get you to stay consistent with it?
Possibly, yes.
Okay. What would turn the possibly into a definitely?
Well, I think it's just because of how erratic my life is, Max. I could say to you, I can be consistent for 2 weeks because I'm in town, but then
Mhm.
I'm literally gone almost every other week
Oh,
somewhere.
well,
So, like, I don't even know why I have an apartment at this point.
fair enough.
Yeah, and come October when my lease is up, I might not have one. But that's the biggest part, Max, is that I love to travel and I do a lot of it. Uh,
Hmm.
so it's very erratic.
So
So I could tell you 100% confident if I wasn't like all over the place. Uh,
yeah.
when I'm here is one thing. When I'm gone, it's a whole other thing.
So why do you even cook in the first place then? Why don't you just always eat out?
Well, that gets expensive. And I am not really good with apps on ordering food and delivery and Dash and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I do eat out quite a bit, but not, I eat so little that I just don't think about it.
Mm.
So,
So then what kind of habit would you want then that could help you be more consistent with that?
um, I honestly don't know. I'd have to really, I think, develop a liking for food.
Hmm.
I hang around a lot of foodies, so they take care of me. So, um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think because as far as engineering a habit goes, like if it's not something you want to do, then chances are you're just not going to do it.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Regardless of how many little bits of accountability are in place. If you're just like, dude, I don't care about this, I don't want to do it, then more likely than not, you're just not going to.
Well, it's a matter of it's a necessity to change the habit.
Right.
Yeah, because
Right.
I do a lot. I'm spinning a lot of plates all the time. So food is a necessity. So I have
Mhm.
to get better at it because it's affecting everything right now. My energy levels, my weight. Uh,
Mhm.
so
Hmm.
so
You hmm. Do you think what do you think about like having a grocery like weekly order or something like that
mhm,
with it? Have you tried that before?
yes. I've used Instacart quite a bit when I'm
Hmm.
here. So that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think maybe just having those, like having however many meals or something that you would need, and then you pre-order that and then just have a system of alarms on your phone?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Um, okay.
Yep.
So I think there would be a few things as far as priming the environment for the habit to be able to be completed,
Yeah.
and that would be making sure that you have the weekly order or bi-weekly, depending on when you're out of town, or skip a week or whatever. But making sure you probably have like a pre-set out list in Instacart saying, oh, I'm going to get these 5 things, 6 things, 10 things, whatever.
Right.
Which you could sit down and make that order here, like right after we get off the phone or something.
Yeah.
And then just having those on auto deliver every week or whatever. So that would all be part of priming the environment for your habit. And then the habit would just be when your alarms go off on your phone, actually getting up and just going and getting something out of the fridge.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that would remove as much friction as possible in between you and you getting your habit done.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts with that?
It's good. I'm taking notes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as, so then the habit becomes just getting up and eating something when the alarms are going off on your phone, right? So what times roughly do you think that you would want to set those alarms for that would help you to remember to do that?
I would say either 9 or 10 a.m., noon, 5-ish.
Okay. So 9, noon, 5. Okay. Yeah, that would be like a 3-hour window, 5-hour window. And I'm assuming these are probably pretty small meals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And do you already have like some ideas of what those would be in your head, I'm assuming?
What the meals would be, or
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I basically ordered the same stuff.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because that will just like simplify the planning step down and just remove more friction from it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then the habit becomes every day eating one thing around 9, one thing around noon, one thing around 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And okay, so then with the simple stage of it, what would do you feel 100% confident in your ability to stick to that? Obviously, like when you're in town.
Yes.
Okay, good. So then the last step in the triple S method is sealed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you seal your habit with a 1-second celebration. So there's a famous psychologist, B.F. Skinner. He just says, what gets rewarded gets repeated, right? And so having some type of celebration at the end of your habit, I would say probably after you've eaten something, would be when the habit's completed, to just reward yourself. And the rewards can look totally individual, right? Like I taught this to my 6-year-old niece, and her reward at the end of drinking a glass of water with her breakfast was to do a 10-second dance party, right? So like something silly, goofy, whatever. Your brain doesn't know the difference.
Sure.
As far as the dopamine coming in. And then for some other people, there's who might be a lot more intrinsically motivated, which I'm probably assuming you are. The big thing is, or one of the big things would be like integrity, like the integrity aspect of it, right? Like simply just saying, like doing what you said you were going to do. Right. And so, like, for instance, I have a few people who they'll complete their habit, and then they'll just have like a mental affirmation where they're saying, I did what I said I was going to do. I have integrity. And just the repetition of that fact and realizing that they did what they said they were going to do, taking the time to mentally acknowledge that is reward in and of itself for them. So what do you think is some type of 1 second celebration that you could put onto this habit in order to have that reward for you.
Maybe a positive mantra.
Okay. What
that I-
kind of positive mantra?
Just something self-love related. That I did a good job. Thanks for taking care of yourself. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have one in mind specifically that you think would be like something that kind of sticks out to you?
I think just literally just what I just said, simply saying thanks for taking care of yourself today.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the ones that are simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So that's the method. That's the triple S method. Make it specific, make it simple, and then seal it.
Got it.
Yeah. I know that you were taking notes through everything. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I don't. I mean, this is really, it's totally understandable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Love what
Thanks,
you're
Carey.
doing. Thank you, Max. I'm excited.
Yeah.